Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonky Kook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and I have to apologize. I lost about 10 minutes of footage there. I was recording and power went out. I lost all of my the 10 minutes that I have recorded. So I'll just catch you up real quick. We are continuing the long playthrough of Wilmot's Warehouse. I've been calling it a Zen playthrough because we're not really focusing on any advanced strategies or tips and tricks. We're just kind of playing the game and relaxing, so that you can see how I've organized my warehouse. I'm just about done with organizing the delivery and the pre-sorting areas I have designated at the for each quadrant, as I mentioned at the end of the last video. Excuse me. We have these areas that I sort the deliveries in when they come through, and then I use these stock takes to sort them later on when I have an unlimited time to do so. Nothing really of note to mention from the missed 10 minutes. It's really just been 10 minutes of me talking nonsense. So if you are very upset about that, I apologize. I'm sure there will be many more minutes of me talking nonsense in the future. We'll just leave that there. Okay, so we have everything sorted. We're going to continue on here. I will make a note. I should actually finish sorting everything, though. Oops. I have mentioned this in at least one of the other parts that I did. While this is a Zen playthrough and we aren't focusing on any of the advanced strategies, if a finch or a banana tile show up, I will be showing you how to re-roll the deliveries on the off chance that it never leaves the game. And I've mentioned this elsewhere. I'm going to drill it into you. I highly recommend taking the time to re-roll deliveries to get those groupings. Now, you can sit and wait and hope that the RNG favors you, but if you do that, you could wind up like me, and it took me over 50 hours to get my initial 1,000 in this game, and I was still, after 50 hours, I did not have my finches. You may then, like me, be like, I'll just use the expert mode. Well, the expert mode didn't work for me either. And that's when I stumbled upon re-rolling and using the pause glitch. I'm not going to cover the pause glitch, but I will show you how to do the re-roll. And I'll make a note of that in the title of this video so that people can reference it easily. But I will also be doing a separate video independent of this playthrough, in any playthrough, that shows you how to re-roll your deliveries, if you'd rather just look at it there. The goal of these guides and videos ultimately is to help you get the 1,000 gamer score, so I'd be remiss not to mention that. But it is possible that the re-rolling could be patched out, and I'm pretty sure if the dev ever gets wind of the pause glitch, that will also be patched out of the game. So, sorry about that. So if we ever, if you find yourself, worried about these tiles, the bananas and the finches, don't put them off. Like, if one of them shows up, don't say, oh, I got them my first playthrough. Clearly, they're not as rare as this idiot thinks. they are, and you might wind up going 20 playthroughs without seeing one again. It's best to just get it done and taken care of. Okay, so we sorted everything. We're gonna move on here. I'll probably just go silent here until there's something else worth mentioning, and when I do, I will pop back in. I will pop in real quick just to say, if there's an item that comes in and it's like really close, feel free to run up and drop it off. It will save you a few seconds of sorting, but don't spend too much time going out of your way. Again, you have the untimed stock phase where you can make sure that everything is sorted properly. It's not a great strategy for a speed run, but that's not what this playthrough is about. So, just wanted to let you guys know about that. If the security camera was right here, it might as well just drop it off in that row, but like that. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to deliver these items when I'll have an unlimited time to do so later on. But as you can see, just from one delivery, we're starting to back up with the light blues, and that's why I've decided to do a second row for each of the quadrants for the deliveries. Another tip that I don't know that I've mentioned is in tandem with using the right stick. Oh, really? That's mean. Okay. In tandem with using the right stick, the X button grabs the entirety of whatever group you have nearby. So if you run into a row like this, I can select the first one and then hit B, and I can select the entire group. Oh, I screwed everything up. But, oh no, I lost a star. But, it's a very simple trick to learn and is very useful for getting through this faster. It'll just save you a lot of time if you especially are going into like the stock phase deliveries, where you can just select one item and then hit X to select all 5. Or if you're moving rows around, that's especially useful, where you can just grab the first box, hit X, and you'll grab all 10 of the row, and you can then move it immediately, rather than having to manually select all 10 blocks, either with the A button or the right stick, whatever method you have chosen to use. it's a very handy, quick little trick to grab all the items. You see me use it quite a bit, and I apologize for not mentioning it sooner. So I will go radio silent again, and I will be back when there's something worth talking about. Okay, we're into the stock take. I know I've covered this in every other video, I think, but there's not really any more power-ups that are necessary to completing the game. If you're going for the dungarees, you might as well just save up to get the dungarees. You could even purchase the dungarees to get the achievement and then quit the game and reload so you could use the stars for other things, but it's not really needed. Again, you can only need like 2/3 of the total stars in the game in order to unlock everything, and most of these late game upgrades that I still have left don't really do anything for the game. Just kind of cool to have. So you can spend it on whatever you want. I think I'm gonna put the manifest for now. See what things we have to move into our bulk deliveries. I'm gonna go quiet here again, and I will be back with you shortly. It is worth noting, guys, if you do use my method of sorting on the back wall, remember to come over here and refill when, just check every stock take to make sure that you can move, whether or not you can move some of the things on the wall back into the normal inventory. Otherwise, you do run out of space very quickly on that back wall. That, as you just noticed, is another reason why I tend to sort during the stock takes and not during the timed, delivery sections, because the way I have my warehouse set up is there's only like 2 or 3 blocks between the rows, and if you get more than 2 items, you'll be wasting, well, not exactly wasting, spending a lot more time trying to get the items sorted into their rows. When you're in a timed section, that can make it a bit more stressful and more likely for you to make a mistake. But again, in your preference, I choose to wait until the stock take phases where there's no time limit. And I'm also going to apologize, although I will be annotating the video where I did this. I totally did a kind of ignorant American type of thing. It was like, I don't know what this is because I'm not from the UK. Well, I'm an idiot, and I apologize for that. That is Marmite. I did the research. I hope you all can forgive me for not knowing that, because, in all honesty, I have not heard of it over on the US side of things. But that doesn't, excuse my lack of knowledge beforehand. So I apologize if anyone was upset by that. Hopefully that takes care of it. Running out of space for orange things already. Might have to start getting those rows of 2s set up here. Wasn't expecting that quite so early, but Sometimes that's what happens. Yep, and we do not have those. Okay. So here's what I do for the rows of 2. The rows of 2 or less, excuse me, that line they are on the wall of the walkway essentially that runs through here. If I have 2 of an item, they go in the same column. If I have 1 of an item, I tend to put like 1 here and 1 here. And that's just how I do things to leave room for the items with more inventory in the rows. Again, you will very rarely need to pull from these sections when you are going through the game, but it may happen, so that's why I tend to try to keep them grouped together along the rows here. And then I have these 2 rows for the pre-sorting of the deliveries. So I'm going to go ahead and just take care of that right now. Get some of these down here. Just another quick note about the pre-sorting. I indent it. Well, technically I outdent it. I don't know what the word for that is. But I keep it 1 block out from the rest of the rows just so in the heat of sorting everything I don't throw the new blocks into a established row. I think we're all set. Just make sure. Got the delivery. I did, and we will continue on, and I will shut up again. We'll pop back in here. Just a brief reminder, nothing really worth purchasing at this point. I will get the map, because that will be useful for adding to my written walkthrough, or excuse me, the written guide I will be making for the game. But if you want to mess around with Porky, feel free to do so. And you can see him in all his uselessness. I feel mean saying that, but he's just not that helpful. The game says he's helpful. Look, that's his description. But at least he's cute. I'm just gonna be quiet now. As you just noticed, when an item graduates from the 2 or less section, I move it back into the pile, and as we go through, and if I use up most of an item, then I can sort it into the groups of 2 or less. But that's a constant flowing thing. By the end of the game, we are going to be we're going to be a little crunched for time and space. So I have occasionally moved it to 3 groups of 3, and kind of my methods just go for whatever works at that point. I am going to stop the video here, given my 10 minutes of lost footage before and 37 minutes so far in this playthrough. I'm just going to stop it here, and we will pick back up in the next part. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.